I guess second part. That's how Rihanna used to. That's how they was their relationship, and she talked about it. She used to punch him. She used to beat him up. The press never picked up that, but they already have Chris Brown. Not that I care about, that mulatto. I mean, rumor has it he's on crystal meth, so his fate is sealed. Because that's what these bitches do. That's what the bitches do. They go like fake that. Oh, I'm your biggest fan, and then they sneak crystal meth in the drinks, and they say, oh, it's men drugging women. You already got the narrative. I was talking about this faggot Comey last week. I don't know how he got my number. I was like, I haven't heard from him in 10 years. And supposedly he was, he's always been kind of respectful, kind of been always, so, I mean, like, as long as he know how I get, he know very well. So he said, like, oh, you want to go to BJ's, because I can get a second membership for free. So, like, okay, so we went there, and then, we started, like, looking around. So it's like, that shit's a dump. There's like a bodega. They have the same garbage over there, just more expensive. Only more expensive. The only thing that was a deal, I guess you can say was a deal, was the rotisserie chicken. Their rotisserie chickens, they're like on steroids. They're like, they got like the brand name. Their brand name. There's like big. How they get these freaking chickens to be like this big? I told him, this ain't, this is a turkey, But everything else is more expensive. And people pay a membership for BJ's. Aisles and aisles and aisles of candy and, oh my God, I guess that's for people who have like a bodega and stuff like that. But the deals wasn't even that good. And their shopping carts was like, oh my God. I forgot what I was talking about. But it is very, very, we're in dire need of critical thinkers. We're in dire need of people who challenge this narrative every day in the media. That demonize our men and always, oh yes, the reason I was talking about him, because he told me, before I met him, before we went, he told me that he had an incident, that he got attacked with a knife. That he got attacked, not with a knife. He was the one who took a knife on him. And, the police came already. You see how there's a script. There's a script in politics. Immediately. And he said it himself. Immediately they took him out that day. And they left him like a button in his apartment. I think all he got to do is just press that button and they will come. I mean, if you tell me that is not an agenda, And then, I had a medical appointment until like 3 p.m. She said, oh, come to my house and we have the rotisserie chicken. Say, okay. Oh gosh, those projects. The elevator, a big, he said it was dog peeing. I doubt it. I don't know what that was. The stench is like, unbelievable. Can people live like that? I always say, like, come on. You cannot, they have community meetings, whatever. Anybody can volunteer. Somebody can volunteer once a month. Just to clean and whatever, I took the staircase on my way down. He's like on the 10th floor. I said, good, that's a good workout, because I don't have a gym membership no more, because Planet Fitness, cost me 3 overdrafts again. You know, I had a credit union. I thought the credit union was better. You know, like, oh no, credit union still charged me 3 overdrafts. Did not want it. Say, even for the first time, you won't forgive them. No, they don't forgive not even one. And it's a credit union supposedly. You know. Ah, well, whatever. So now I have no gym. So I said, like, you know, let's go down the staircase. I opened the staircase. Like, oh my god, there was beers. There was like, animals don't live like that. Only the rats. That's why a lot of times people call them rats, because they live like a rat. It's a rat's nest or some shit like that, because supposedly the rats live like that. Yeah, they do actually. My mom used to find nest always. That's the only time we have cats, and then disappear. My beloved cats, and unbelievable. And he started telling me again, and then he started telling me that, once again, because he's, now he told me that he's doing crystal meth, and oh my God, it's just like, I mean, that's the lifestyle. That's what the lifestyle give you, The lifestyle don't. It's not like, no. Everybody I've seen that they go that path, that they like end up like that, and it told me like, yeah, but he says it's very tricky. This shit is very tricky, smoking this shit is like, it's very tricky, like, I'm sure it is, I mean, like, well, it was actually, he said it was only one. It was this guy that he started to get, like, he said that he had thrown his shirt, all the way, and his pants the other way, and like, started like, acting out. And, he pushed the button, and they came, no questions asked. They told him, get dressed, let's go. You tell me there's not an agenda. Who they do that for? Nobody. Well, I guess the roaches and the maggots, they do that too, obviously, because otherwise, how you explain to have so many millions of African American men in prison, perpetually in prison, So you think about it. You gotta put 2 and 2 together. I mean, like, and that's just what it is. The moment like the NYPD get a memo, hey, this is what we're doing now. You don't attack this protected class, whatever, and you take the one that's more masculine. As I say, I used to try to organize my community. I know that's what they do. I mean, I used to volunteer, I volunteer in certain events, not always, for the so-called anti-violence project, which is the most violent project I ever. Yeah, because they're just preaching that. They're just preaching that all these faggots can be, women cannot be that. Oh no. Everybody gotta be, gotta be just put in that category. Gotta be just put in that category, like, immediately, They used to say, like, if it was a gay couple, they would take the one that looked more like a man. Very transparent. Oh, and before I gotta say this, because my ex, he said a phrase that I want to frame them. He said, oh, they want to take de Blasio out because he's not, like, whatever with that shit. He said de Blasio. He said it's so natural. He said de Blasio wants to do a lot of things for weird people. I think he said it like that. I should have wrote it down. But the way he said, yeah, they're doing a lot of things for weird people. And I was like, you think, this is why, transsexualism can never happen, because, I mean, like, immediately they end up being like, oh, no, you don't do electrolysis, don't clean your face, don't have corrective surgery. Well, if you look dignify, that's a crime. It is a crime today to dignify. To me, like, they can stand me. They can stand me. Even him, I noticed that he got kind of triggered, just I guess from my personality or something. But they just like, oh no, you cannot, you're not good. You should get down in the gutter with us. And that's the mentality that they always got. And then they glorify it, they put them in the magazines and television shows. Like somebody showed me an episode of a TV series. Wow, shit was horrible. Like, and nobody got tits. Nobody got, it was flat chested, whatever's, and that's it. Oh, I think only one. It was some Argentinian woman, that I know for a long time. She was the only one, and she was the one who injected silicone in them and was killing them. So she was the villain, the one with the double D's. She was a villain, and the ones that was flat chested with beard and shit. It's like, I thought it's like that TV show is wow, and it's like, and I told her, damn, if you close your eyes, you would never imagine, because they're only talking about, the ball scene, the fashion, the this and the that. They don't talk about anything, that a normal human being of a certain age. I mean, come on. I know one of them. I think she's from, where's she from? From Trinidad. She transitioned like 10 years ago. No, 20 years ago. She got vaginoplasty and everything, but she still act like a faggot, and talk like a faggot, and walk like a faggot. And the faggots are like, and she like being in the gutter with them. Like, she don't ever want to like just say like, hey, some of them, they like, the hardest part to transition, which is not a transition. You transition where you die, it's an alignment, aligning the mind, your heart, your spirit, to your spirit, or the divine feminine. And, that's, you don't have to believe me, whatever, but, obviously, I don't blame people for not believing it, because, it is a very spiritual thing. It is a very spiritual thing, and they had to do that. They had to do the same thing they did with our beloved African American brothers and brothers, brothers. And it's like, some sisters are like, they had to do the same thing. They had to favor cross-dressers and giving them their TV show like RuPaul, and, a cross-dresser, is more respected than a transsexual woman. That's just the way it is. It's all the way it's always been. If you portray yourself and you don't participate in all the circus and all that bullshit, immediately you're stigmatized, and you think like, you're uppity, you're this, you're that, like whatever. And, there's no room for us. There's just no room for us, and unless you behave like, like all that fucking bullshit, then, I mean, some bitches, they don't even tell them. I know some bitches are there. They don't tell them that they're post-op. They don't tell them they're post-op, and they're like, they're just like, whatever, because, for us, it's like, they get so angry, because they say that we are beautiful. I don't know if we're beautiful or not. I don't see myself as that, but I know bitches, they get triggered a lot. I know bitches, they get triggered a lot with us. There's a quote from Monique that she said, it's like, if you run, if you see a woman, if you run into a woman in a club or whatever, and she have, she don't have a belly, and she's like beautiful, and she said, that that might not be what you think. You know, I mean, it's like that's it shows just how petty they are, just how petty they are. You know, like, bitch, you're 55. You know, where are your varicose veins? Where are you, like, whatever? Never mind that, you know, I try to work out, I try not to eat. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat, like, you know, rice. I don't eat like a lot of shit. I try to eat bread, like spelt bread, you know, that is natural with no starch and stuff. All the information is already there. And this is something that, come on, if you see your mom, I mean, my mom is pale, obviously. You know, like, you know, my father is black, but you know, I mean, even when she was, I can remember, I guess she was 40 or something. She already had these purple veins, her legs, and she already had, like, you know, had to wear dark, whatever, pantyhoses. And I know, think of, like, around, by 40, she had to wear only pants. She had to wear pants. You know, that's how it is. And it's just like, and you know that, you know, you reminded me, like, I seen my mom like that, you know, falling apart. You think I'm like, okay, so I've been warned. And, you know, even my mom said, you know, like, you know, I always told us, diabetes run in the family. Diabetes run in the family. Sure enough, all her brothers, she's the only one who don't have it because she watched her diet. That was too late anyway. Well, not too late because she don't have diabetes. You know, she started just eating salads and shit. But she used to be pigging out on Sundays. We used to go to a restaurant, have 2-3 slices of cake. She said, "No, I'm not having dinner. I'm having 3." You know, that's how she was. You know, well, that was her thing. You know, but she actually, you know, she saw that coming. She saw, like, you know, but you know, she could have avoided all that shit if she was, like, you know. I mean, she started actually doing a little cardio or whatever, just walking brisk walks. You know, when I was, like, in 6th, 7th grade. I remember she was going to the park. We used to have a park which was dangerous, and, like, she would go because she is pale, like I said, so she had to go, like, at 6 in the morning, and, like, it was like, I was crazy, you know. And sometimes, you know, she wanted somebody to go with her, but, you know, come on, she started doing it every day. That's when she saw that her body was falling apart, and I guess she had a 180. She had a 180, but for me, my 180 came until I was, like, I think her age. I was like, because I was already addicted. I was addicted to those flavors. I was addicted to the chips, to all that shit, you know. And the other day I bought this drink, smoothie, from Simons, and because it got Bladerac, obviously, like, how you pronounce it. And it was like, oh yes, it's I wanted because, you know, I've tried it a couple of years ago and I almost threw up. And mainly it was just because of the smell. But guess what? I said, you know, because for somehow, you know, I was urinating after having 2 pitchers of water, and my urines were still dark yellow. I said, oh God, I don't want to go dialysis, you know, because I know a lot of bitches that they go on dialysis overnight. So I said, let me give it another try to the Bladerac. It wasn't bad. I didn't smell it though. I didn't smell it. I mean, I smelled it a little bit, I was like, but the taste wasn't bad. The same thing with Simons. I used to have the Simons, and I used to put honey or agave, you know, and you know, and there's no need for that. There's no need for that. Oh gosh, almost 2 o'clock. Now I gotta go to Crown Heights to pick up my bread, because, you know, the jeweler where I buy this beautiful jewelry, he's also with Dr. Sebi, and he makes spelt bread, and he was gonna make spelt bread. I said, like, can you sell me 2 of them? You know, he don't sell it, but that was nice of him. You know, so because I buy the brand is called Healthy Delights. It's $5. but they don't carry it. And I keep telling, it's called Downtown Market. There's one in Willoughby, there's one in 37th Avenue in Jackson Heights, Queens, and there's one on Church Avenue in Brooklyn by the ART train or whatever, you know, the beat, I don't know, whatever those trains are. They bring two. And they bring them on Thursdays, I think on Thursdays, whatever. And sometimes you go there and they're already gone because everybody already know when they come. And like, why can't you bring 10? I'll buy them all, I say. I'll buy them all. I just put them in the freezer. Big deal. And so I'm excited. I'm gonna try his baking. At the same time, you know, I feel like I help a little bit a family by patronizing. You know, I mean, he's a great guy. You know, he got an accident. He's on disability right now, but he's not staying at home. He's not staying at home. He's just like he created his own business, and he loved it. And he loves it. I got cash every day, and like, you know, and I know how much everything costs, everything, like whatever, you know. It's just like now he got a refrigerator. He got a whole stand in the corner over there on Church Avenue and 52nd. I think it's 52nd Street. And you know, he make his own jewelry, like, you know, I mean, not like this. I think this one he bought it. I'm not sure he bought it. Not everything is made, but you know, he liked to do like, you know, coconut shells. You know, he cut them into squares and rectangulars and make paintings on it. You know, all kinds of shells. He make paintings. You know, I wear a lot of his designs. You know, and you know, I feel like, you know, it's much better to buy them from somebody like that's gonna get it than to give it to these corrupt politicians that we're only gonna get like $2. You know, obviously looking around, so much garbage. Look at this park. It's garbage everywhere. The people are supposed to clean the parks everywhere, every day. Supposed to clean the park. I mean, this is the Bronx, and they come like once a month, if any. You know, like sometimes I check the garbage over there, and it's last weeks in the lawn. You know, that's just what it is. I'm out of here. I'm like, oh God, I've been sitting for 2 hours. So I was blogging in my native tongue. So this is the state right now. You see how all defuminated it is? So a lot of people, they don't see. These are not clouds. These are not clouds. And my throat is kind of like dry. Yeah, that's what I gotta go buy in Costco. I'm gonna buy me some more honey. Drink raw honey too. I don't know what that shit. I know it's not honey. It's not what it used to be. I know it's hybrid. It's not. Look at that. It looked like a person, like a very long arm person, over there in the background. Look, there's another one. They're killing us. Look. These are not clouds. These are chemicals. Well, that might be a cloud, but most likely it's not a cloud. Yeah, when the sun, if you gotta look at the sun and you see all the chemicals right there. You see, I show you in the previous video that I made in my native tongue, I show those chemtrails when they was like, you know, very well defined as a trail, you know. But they end up being like almost looking like a regular cloud, and then you see, and what you see in the distance, it looks like fog. So somebody was telling me, I mean, I think it was this gay guy was telling me that there's a mysterious fog in China for years. Supposedly they don't know where it's coming from. It's a disappointment because I thought China was sovereign territory. Shit. So if your body is acidic, you're gonna get sick. But people is addicted to rice. Over here, they're like rice freaks over here. They cannot live without rice. Bread, all the starch, the cereals in the morning. They have like 2 bowls of cereals in the morning. All right, till next time.